Maybe the forehead's to the mat. Maybe the chest is to the mat. If child's pose is uncomfortable, then you can always lift the hips up. Sometimes child pose aggravates my hips, so I might just lift up and kind of relax. You want to relax the shoulders and the head. So traditionally, great toes touch, knees display out, fold into it, and just surrender into the mat here. Nice open heart. Noticing the sensations within you. Noticing the distractions and the noise outside of you. So beginning to notice the noise in the far distance. So if you're in a room in your house, maybe outside of that room. And notice that they're there, maybe outside of the house. And then just let them go. Let them be there without distracting you. Notice the distractions or the sounds a little bit closer to you. So maybe in the same proximity in the room as you. Notice the sounds within you. So maybe you can hear your breath entering and leaving the nose. You can hear your heartbeat. You can definitely feel it. And just try to become so quiet inside that all the distractions we just identified disappear. You might even be able to feel the electricity or the tingling in the fingertips. Or the lips slightly relaxing to the cheeks and the jaw. And with the eyes closed, just begin to inhale through your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more here. Inhale, feel the belly expand out, going a little deeper. Exhale, feeling the belly contract. In, navel draws back towards the spine. 2 more. Inhale, inflating the belly. Nice and out like a balloon, blowing it up. And then exhale, deflating that balloon, contracting the navel and the ribs back. 1 more through the center. Inhale, nice big belly out. Exhale, contract, draw it in. Continue that breath, but move the body. Inhale, walk the hands over to the right. The right hand can wrap behind you. Left hand comes down, rooting through the left side body. Take 2 big breaths, feeling the intercostal muscles in the ribs expand out here. Exhale, draw it back in. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Right arm joins the left. Come through your center, inhaling over to the other side. As you exhale, settle into the right side. Let the left arm wrap behind. Take 2 breaths. Inhale, expanding through the rib cage. Exhale, contracting, drawing it in. Relaxing your head here. 1 more breath. Left hand comes back through the center. Come back. Both arms to the center. Ripple into your tabletop position. Great foundation for plank and down dog here. Shoulders are stacked on the wrists. Spread the fingers wide. Notice if you're lifting up between the index and the thumb. Press through the inside seam of the wrist. Press through the index ball. And press through the thumb ball. And then almost like you're opening a jar with the hands. Spiral the creases of the elbows slightly forward. Pressing the mat away, protracting through the shoulder blades. Gaze is forward, neck extends from the spine. Curl the toes and hover the knees. Breathe. Breathe. So immediately we start to come into some intensity in the practice. Notice where the mind goes. Notice where the breath goes. Don't throw it out the window. Take 1 more breath. Stay strong in the upper body. And then exhale, tap the knees down. Sit back, saddle pose. Interlace the hands behind the back, drop the arms, lift the chest. Take an arch in the spine here. Just expand up through the belly. Look up. And then exhale, release. Take the right hand towards the opposite ear and just pull down. So get a little neck stretch here. If you want to take the left fingers under the shins, you can. Most of you guys have done this with me before. Drop the chin down, stretching through the back of the neck. And keep that breath nice and consistent and switch into the other side. Maybe right fingers under right shin, pulling the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Drawing the navel and the ribs back and in, lengthening through the spine. Drop the chin down towards the chest. Take a breath. Nice. Go ahead and release. I'm just going to rotate the head in a direction. Have some integrity. Move slowly and then other way. Go back into tabletop. Left arm, right leg extends out. Keep the heel in line with the hip. Try not to lift and arch, but lift and press out of that right shoulder. Draw the oblique in. Dial in the hips so the right hip, the toes are facing down. Left arm's reaching forward. Breathe. Shoulder down away from the ear. So pulling the shoulder back, but reaching the fingers forward. Activating that shoulder joint. One more breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly, look up, deep the heel. Exhale, press the mat away, round the spine, tuck the chin, draw it in. Back to your neutral spine. Other side, left leg extends out, right arm extends out. Same thing here, neutralize the spine. So draw the navel in, flex the foot that's in the air, keep it in line with the hip. Right arm reaches forward, but pull that shoulder back. Pay attention to this supported arm, this left arm. So keep spiraling the crease of the elbow forward, pressing the mat away for traction of that shoulder blade. And bring it back down, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, tuck the chin, curl the toes. Here we are again. Hover the knees, breathe. Notice where the mind goes immediately when the intensity creeps in. One more breath. Downward facing dog, hips high, heels low. Should feel nice, should feel easier. You should get a stretch through the shoulders, through the chest. Walk your dog here, do whatever you are called to do. So keep the foundation in the hands though. Fingers spread wide and spread them flat. And we'll all inhale, come up high in the toes. As you exhale, drop the heels over to the left. And then inhale again, back high on the toes. Drop the heels over to the right. And then inhale again, high on the toes. Bend the knees as if you were hovering, child's pose. So nice strong arms, hips high. Good. And then inhale, hips high. Straighten the legs. Release the heels down. Walk the feet in just slightly. So they're about fist distance apart. Lift the right leg just an inch. Working the oblique, working the hip flexor, activating the muscles to lift the leg without opening up through that hip joint. And then release down. Lift the left foot just an inch. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And if you haven't started a playlist, go ahead and start it now. Inhale, the right leg comes high. Bend the leg, the foot drops, the knee lifts. So exaggerate this by trying to tap this knee up into the sky or into the ceiling, and then circle out the knee from there. I like big circles, really exaggerating that motion, and then reverse the rotation. And then inhale, straighten the legs, square it off. As you exhale, bring it in, knee to nose. Keep the hips up, stay in down dog. Now rock forward, shoulders stack on wrist, gazes forward, drop the butt down, keep the knee lifting up, lift the heel up towards the butt. Nice, inhale high. Bend the leg, open up, try to tap that virtual neighbor over there, opening up through that hip flexor in the right side body, and then downward facing dog. Excuse me. Inhale, left leg up. Same thing, other side, bend the leg, drop the foot, lift the knee. Pause here. Exaggerate this motion by reaching that knee up towards the ceiling or the sky, dropping the boot, heel down towards the booty. Excuse me, from there, tiny circles or big circles. Do something different. Reverse. Inhale, straighten the legs, square it off. Exhale, bring it in, knee to nose, keep the hips up. Now shift forward, think plank, shoulders stack on top of the wrist, drop the booty down, lift the knee up, lift the heel up. Good, inhale high, using the core, using the upper body, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. As you exhale, let's just tiptoe the feet to meet the hands, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Bend the legs as you get here. It's okay to rest the chest on top of the thighs, but notice the 4 points of the feet. So root through the big toe mound just as much as you are as the outer edge of the feet. Notice my legs are bent here. That's completely okay. Grab opposite elbows. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. One more, in through the nose, out through the nose. Release your hands down, roll up nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. As the head arrives, continue your arms up, look up. Exhale, draw it through the heart center, close the eyes, take a moment, set your intention. Repeat your intention 3 times, be clear, be bold. One more breath here. Inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway, fingertips rest on the hands or maybe shins. You can always bend the legs. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank pose. Always have the option to tap the knees, but notice it's different than tabletop. So straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. If the legs are up, come up onto the balls of the feet. Okay, and then press a little bit through the toes, but root through the heels. So you're not on the tippy toes, you're pressing through the toes, almost like a toe stretch. Activate the legs, abductors, squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the glutes, press the mat away, protraction of the shoulder blades. One more breath. Everybody tap the knees to the mat, lower down, chest chin. Inhale, cobra pose, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep the feet on the mat, chin is parallel to the earth. Squeeze the elbows towards one another. Deep inhale, pause, open up through the front of the body. Exhale, release either ear to the mat. Take a breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. Hands under shoulders if they're not already. Lift up again, cobra pose. Or if you're ready for up dog, take up dog. This time we're going to remove our hands. See if you can stay lifted. Exhale, release the hands down, opposite ear to the mat. Take a breath. Last and final one. Up dog or cobra, you choose. Breathe, roll the shoulders away from the ears. You're in that up dog position, lift the thighs up. Squeeze the glutes. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, moving into downward facing dog, tapping the knees down and rolling over the toes or using the hips to lift high. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, open up through the hip, drop the foot down. Exhale, bring it in, knee to nose, shift forward, tap the opposite tricep. Stay strong in the right arm. Bring it over to the right tricep. Bring the foot hovered above the foot, above the mat, above the mat, above the mat. Dragon pose, release the foot down. Feel those obliques work. Couple breaths here. So I know we've been taught to kind of bring the foot out or maybe to lean onto the pinky side of that foot, the front foot. Try to bring the toes back to 12 o'clock, the right toes. And then press through the big toe and hug the knee in towards the body. You can stay there or you can lift the back knee up. So 2 more breaths. If you want to reach behind for the foot, you can do. Just keep hugging the front knee in towards the body. Nice. 1 more breath. Gently releasing the foot if you have it behind. Bring the hands back to the mat. Heel toe the foot in. Frame the front foot, curl the back toes, pyramid pose, straighten both legs. So we're folding over the front leg, but adjust. So pull the front hip back. Notice if you start to lean onto the pinky side blade of that foot. So start to press through the big toe, but continue to spiral or rotate the front hip back. Root through your back heel, folding over, relaxing the forehead, relaxing the jaw. First time here, we're just going to pause and enjoy the hamstring stretch. Think of taking the hamstrings, which is the back of the legs, and reaching them up towards the sit bones. It just activates the legs and protects the knee joint. All right, 1 more breath. Bring the left hand so it's right underneath the left shoulder. Shift a little more forward, revolve your triangle pose. So squeeze the inner thighs. Really have to squeeze and then try to keep the shoulders in line with the hips. Right, 1 more breath, really feeling it in that front leg. And then both hands are gonna come down. Walk it out, wide-legged forward fold. Let me face you. Left hand under the chest, right hand will come high. So feel the desire maybe to bring the torso over to the right. Try to keep it right in line. So just lengthen through the spine and then twist through that cervical spine. Good. And then bring it out, switch it up. Right hand down, left hand high. So rock a little more into the toes, knit the ribs in, twist through that cervical spine. 1 more breath. Both hands come down. So I face directions. I'm going to look a little different when I come up. Walk the hands towards the front, warrior two, windmill up. So front toes 12 o'clock, back foot stays pretty much where it is. You want to visibly be able to see the big toe. We have a tendency to lean forward and to kind of dump into this front leg. Try to get the shoulders stacked. Extend the arms out, and then let's neutralize this. Take the heels, squeeze them towards one another. Feel the muscles of the legs engage, and then lift up. Deep inhale. As you exhale, see if you can find your edge in the pose if you haven't already. Reverse the warrior, back hand towards the back foot. And then straighten the front leg, hinge back more, stretching through the right side, maybe even reach behind you, opening up as a back bend, and then triangle pose. Hinge forward. Hand can come anywhere on that leg. You can use your body as your blocks and your props. So pull the shoulders back, press the hips forward, draw the belly in, press through the big toe of that front foot. Breathe, triangle pose. Gaze is up only if it doesn't bother the neck. If it does, look down. Then that front leg side angle. Forearm can always come to the thigh, but we're going to move through side angle and triangle pose. So it's almost like a pumping. Side angle. Triangle pose. Be careful not to hyperextend. Side angle, excuse me. Triangle pose. One more time. Side angle. Triangle pose. There's 4. Side angle. Now take the full pose. Bring the hand forward. Palm faces down. Shoulder away from the ears. Draw the belly in. If you want to take a bind, take a bind. Breathe. Be here now, guys. Find your breath. One more. Both hands come down to the mat. Frame the front foot. See if you can press the hands into the mat. Protraction through the shoulders. Lift the foot up. Kick it back, high plank. Shift forward, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice job. Take a breath when you get there. In through the nose. Out through the nose. All right, let's practice some hops. So baby down dog, bring the feet a little bit closer. Remember, we can't hop from back here. We can only hop from stacking shoulders. The motion is the hips are coming up. So look forward, see if you can just get the butt up. Maybe it takes you 2 or 3 times, get to the top of the mat, fold forward. Keep practicing, guys. I promise you, you'll get better, you'll get stronger. Inhale, flat back, halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale up, nice big breath. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway. Step or hop it back, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Lift the inner thighs up so we don't compress the lower back here. So squeeze the inner thighs. Downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale the left leg high. Open up first. Drop the heel down towards the booty, the knee up. And then inhale, straighten the legs, square it off. Exhale, bring it in, knee to nose, round through the spine. Shift forward, tap that opposite tricep. So stay strong in that left arm. Strong, lift up, 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 up. Inhale high. And again, exhale, bring it in, knee to nose. Shift forward, shift forward, shift. Think of protraction off those arms. And then drop that foot down, lift up, warrior two. We'll take dragon at the very end of this series. So front knee is stacked on the ankle, root through the back heel, draw the belly in. Again, notice the desire to kind of shift forward, bring it back. Reverse the warrior. And then straighten that front leg, hinge back. Open up, maybe even start to lean back a little more, exaggerating the pose. Deep inhale, length. As you exhale, hinge forward, triangle pose. So pulling the shoulders back as we press the hips forward. But again, neutralize the front foot. We tend to lean onto the pinky side of the foot. So press through the big toe. Breathe. One more breath. All right, so side angle. Bend the front leg. We're going to move through that triangle pose. Be wary of hyperextending the leg. Keep the quadricep, the top part of the leg engaged. Triangle pose. 3 more. Side angle. Triangle pose. Side angle. Drop the hips down. Triangle pose. Last time, side angle. If you bound on the other side, take it. Hand that's in the air, extended forward for extended bind angle. Shoulder down away from the ears. Draw the belly in, root through the back heel. One more breath. Both hands come down. Back heel rotates up. Heel toe that foot up for dragon pose. So same thing that we did on the right. Be careful of letting the foot or the knee kind of fall out. Press through the big toe. Hug the knee in towards the body. Back knee can be down or back knee can be up. You can choose. If you grabbed for the back foot on the other side, take it here too. You have 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And bring the hands back to the mat. Heel toe the foot in, so you're in your low lunge position. Curl the back toes, pyramid pose. So about 3 feet apart are the feet, so shorten the distance. Fold over. Pulling the front hip back, almost like you're squeezing something between those inner thighs. And then root, press through the big toe. Breathe, take a breath. And go ahead and release that right hand down, right underneath the right shoulder. Shift forward, but notice what happens to the hips. Readjust, squaring off the hips, revolve triangle. Lengthening through the spine, twisting through that cervical spine. Breathe, squeeze the inner thighs together. 1 more breath. Both hands come down again, wide-legged forward fold to the center. Take the right hand, reach for the opposite leg. Take the left hand, reach for the opposite leg. You're crisscrossing the hands. Fold forward, bring your forehead into your elbows. Breathe for 3. For 2. For 1. Switch hands, whatever hand was in front to bring the other one. Again, relax your head, remove the wrinkles of the neck. Squeeze, pull the legs together as you press and root through the peaky side blades of the feet. Shift a little more forward into the toes. Take 1 more breath. Nice, go ahead and release down. And just shake it out. So option just to walk the hands through, staying in your wide-legged forward fold. Option 2, again, we're gonna just practice hopping up. So shoulders are going to stack on top of the wrists. You tuck the heels in almost like you're in a yogi squat or a goddess pose. And just see if you can hop up and start to get the hips stacked. Just try it, okay? Think butt up, right? Give it at least 5 times, working the shoulders, working the core. 1 more hop up. Exhale, release. Everybody interlace the hands behind the back. Rock a little bit more into the toes. 1 more breath. Exhale, release the hands. Walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Take a flow, high plank to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Child's pose or take dolphin pose. So hand placement for dolphin. I encourage to start to work parallel lines because it's working the flexibility and the strength of the shoulder socket at the same time. If not, you can take prayer hands, but just make sure you're pressing through the pinky side or interlace the hands again, pressing through the pinky side. So just 2 more breaths here in dolphin pose if you're in it, or down dog or child's pose. Stack shoulders on hips and press the heels down. 1 more breath. And then straighten the arms, coming back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. So here's another opportunity. Just practice it. Think butt up. Maybe try to kick the butt. Give yourself 2 or 3 times. And then land in your forward fold. Inhale, flat back halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale up, nice big breath. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Step or hop it back, high to low plank. Always have the option for knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Child's pose, just take a breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale the right leg high. Bend the leg, drop the foot, lift the knee, opening up through the side body. So adding on to what we've already did, straighten the legs, square it off, knee to nose. Inhale high. Right knee, right tricep, let's add a little core. Right wrist. Right tricep, and then bring it over to the left tricep. Stay strong in that right arm. Extend the leg out, hover, hover, hover. Inhale, lift the leg up, right leg comes high. Good, bring it through, crescent lunge, foot drops between the hands. Back heels up, everything square towards the front. So easy to kind of arch the back here, right? So start to bend the back leg if you need to, neutralize that pelvic floor. Try not to grip the mat with the front toes either, right? So press through the balls of the feet. Arms are up, shoulders are down. Knit the ribs in. Water wheel the arms. Left arm forward, right arm. And exalt the warrior, back hand towards the back leg, staying in that lunge. Inhale, back up through crescent lunge. When you're ready, warrior three. Take your time. Slight up dog chest here. Keep the foot, the heel in line with the butt, right? So toes are facing down, engage the belly, draw the navel in, and then play around with bringing the arms out front. Notice that the ribs display out, tuck them back in. Maybe look at the hands. Here's the L-shaped handstand. Good, tap it back down, crescent lunge, nice with control. Inhale, lengthen nice and tall. As you exhale, heart center, take a twist, left elbow, right knee. Shift forward, press the palms back towards one another, bringing them to heart center, lengthen through your back leg. Woo. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Straighten that front leg, reach back, you deserve it. Triangle pose, hinge forward. Open up this time, just start to spin the heart up. Reach that left hand behind you. Good, bend that front leg, side angle. Triangle pose, maybe floating that bottom hand, side angle. Triangle pose, last time, side angle. Triangle pose, release the hand down, open up, deep inhale. As you exhale, revolve triangle, hand that's in the air comes down. Let's shorten the stance. Both toes face the front, squeeze the inner thighs together, but press through the big toe of the front foot. Left hand underneath that left shoulder, or you can always grab your block. Lengthen through the spine, squeeze the inner thighs, rotate up. Adding on from here, press through the big toe of your front foot, find the stability. When you're ready, open up, half moon. Right hand comes down, left hand, leg comes back. Open up. So flex the foot that's in the air. If you feel like the leg is falling behind, you're probably falling out. Cock the leg slightly forward. Engage the core. Engage the transverse abdominals. If you bind here, take your bind. You have 2 breaths. Finding your breath, finding your peace in the chaos. 1 more. And then both hands down to the mat, standing split. Squaring off the hips here, so the leg drops significantly. Try to straighten the leg as much as you can. The toes are facing down. Breathe, bring the forehead towards that right shin. Trust yourself in this pose. 1 more breath. Release the foot behind for pyramid pose. Again, folding over, option to stay here or interlace the hands behind the back. Option to stay here or take your Superman. Find your focus by finding the breath. Release any attachments to the outcome of your practice and just show up. Everybody fold forward at the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back halfway. Exhale, fold. I know the right leg is burning. Inhale, high on the toe. Drop the booty, lift the heels, pause, take a breath. You know where we're going, toe stretch. Drop the knees down, close the eyes, find the stillness. It's just 3 breaths. Relax the face, deep inhale. Exhale. Again, relax the face, 2. 1 more. Exhale all that air out, hands to the mat. Fold forward, straighten the legs, wiggle the toes out. Inhale, flat back halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale, have a nice big breath. Take it back, back, back. Exhale, drop through to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Again, if you're thinking butt up, you can always kick the feet up and out. It's kind of rough on the toes, or I'll demonstrate the scissor kick next. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. Walk the feet in if you're hopping. Feet butt up. Right, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, sit down, chair pose. So weights in the heels, tailbone down, hip points up. Draw the ribs in. Relax the shoulders. Find your breath. Engage the Mula Bandha. 2 more breaths. Sit down a little lower. 1 more breath. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Let me switch directions. Exhale, step, hop, float. Think butt up, high to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down. All right, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring it in, knee to nose. Inhale, high. Left knee, left tricep, shift forward. Shoulder stack on wrist. Drop it down to the wrist. Bring it back up. Over to the opposite tricep. Stay strong in that left body. Straighten that leg out. Hover, hover, hover. Bring it back. Inhale. Exhale, bring it through. Crescent lunge. Foot drops between the hands. Back heel up. Square everything off to the front of the room. Neutralize the pelvic area first time around. Draw everything in. Water wheel those arms. Right arm forward, left arm behind. Squeezing inner thighs. Exalt warrior. Back hand, back leg. Bringing it back up through crescent lunge. Breathe. Deep inhale. When you're ready, warrior three. Take your time. Level off the hips here. Draw the ribs in. Slide up dog chest. Maybe arms out in front. Handstand L position. One more breath. Bring it down gently. Crescent lunge. Exhale, open warrior two. Here we are, round two. Deep inhale. Exhale, find your edge. Reverse the warrior. Back hand, back leg. Straighten the front leg. Reach back. Maybe start to reach behind. A good triangle pose. Shoulders back, hips forward. Draw everything in. Then the front leg, side angle. Again, maybe you float the arms. Triangle pose. Side angle. Triangle pose. Last time, side angle. Triangle pose, release the hand down, find the pose. Press through the back heel. Root through the big toe. One more inhale. As you exhale, hand that's in the air, bring it down. Shorten the stance. Revolve, triangle, squaring off and rotating through. So squeeze those inner thighs together. Press through the big toes. Stack the shoulders. Open up. One more breath. Both hands come down to the mat. Standing split. Fold over that front leg. So standing split. The leg isn't as high. The hips are squared. The toes are facing down. Pulling that chest down towards the shin. Maybe hopping up, maybe just staying here, breathing, activating the legs. Inner thighs are activated. One more breath. Opening up, half moon, left hand stays down, right leg's gonna lift back. So stacking the shoulders, again, draw the ribs in. If you feel like you're falling behind, maybe cock the foot slightly forward. If you took a bind on the other side, bind here for two. For one. Both hands come down, square off the hips, pyramid pose. Toes about 3 feet behind each other. Both toes facing the front. If you're good here, stay. If you'd like more, interlace the hands, but switch up the grip. Just tease up the toes. You can stay here or Superman the pose, flying forward. Take your time, move with purpose for two. Smile for one. Everybody meet at the top of the mat, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Exhale, fold. Come up high on the toes. Drop the booty down, keep the heels lifted. Toe stretch, round two. Drop the knees down, close the eyes, settle and breathe. Relax the face, relax the reactions for two. For one. This time, come up onto the balls of the feet. Bring the fingers behind you. Come into reverse tabletop. Feet are hip distance apart. Squeeze the glutes. Lift up with the hips. Draw the navel in. Breathe. For three. For two. For one. Drop the butt down. Walk the hands back forward. Fold forward at the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back halfway. Exhale, fold, chair pose, sit down, Utkatasana. Let's pulse it here for 8, breathe, 7, cactus the arms, 6, reach the elbows back, draw the ribs in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, stand tall, high on the tippy toes, reach the arms up. Press through the big toes, strengthening the ankles here. One more breath. And release the heels, release the hands, Tadasana pose, close the eyes, take a breath. Blink the eyes open, inhale, the arms come up over. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Step or hop it back, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high plank for 3. Press the mat away. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lift up through the inner thighs for 2. For 1, left hand comes into the center for side plank. I'm going to take modified, drop the bottom knee, or lift the top leg. Draw the ribs in. So you're stacking the shoulders, the hips on the ankles. Lift the hips up, hand it in the air, bring it forward. Breathe. Maybe take that drishti up. And then everybody take that top leg, lift it up, and then tap it behind for a wild thing. Here's our back bend for the practice. Breathe. Opening up through the front body. One more inhale. Exhale back into that high plank pose. Take your time rotating through. I'll stay in that modification, 2 breaths. No shame in modifying. Take what you need. Relax the face, smile. Enter the pose with grace, with integrity, with awareness. Side plank on the other side. So right hand center. Again, stack shoulders, hips, ankles. You can drop the bottom knee like me or lift the top leg. Breathe. Maybe take that gaze up. Draw everything in, right? Then lift everything up. Hand that's in the air. Bring it forward so you get that side body stretch, and then take that top leg, tap it behind for a wild thing. Open up. Feeling that stretch to the front of the body again. Deep inhale. And exhale. High plank pose. 3 more breaths. You can do this, guys. I promise you can do it. You can do it. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Shift forward, lower down. 4, 3, 2. All the way onto your belly. Either here to the mat. Just release the arms next to the body. Take a breath here. In through the nose. Out of the nose. Let it go. Interlace the hands behind the back and then switch up the grip so the opposite pinky's on the outside. Bring the feet together. Envision a cobra tail. So feet are together, pressing into the mat. Do that first. Root the legs into the mat like a solid cobra tail. When you're ready, start to straighten the arms, lift up through the chest. Chin is parallel to the earth, and breathe for 2. Each inhale you lift, each exhale you surrender. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Bring it down. Opposite ear comes to the mat. Take a breath here. Without any thought, any hesitation, round 2. Interlace the hands behind the back. Bring the feet together, but this time we're going to lift the feet and the chest. Inhale. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the inner thighs together and lift the inner thighs up. Breathe. Open up the chest. 1 more breath. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, bring it down. Other favorite ear to the mat. Take a breath. Last and final one is one that we just did, or right if you're with me, bend the legs. You've got this. Don't think about it, because then we're going to doubt it and not do it. Reach behind for the feet. Lift up. Kick the feet in and knees in towards one another. Chin is parallel. Open up. We got 3 more. Inhale, kick and lift. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, kick, 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 lift, lift, lift. Exhale, release down. Windshield wiper the feet. Side to side. And once you feel good, bring the hands under the shoulders. Just press back to child's pose. One or 2 more breaths. One more. Rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Right leg high. Actually, bring it down. Sorry, come into down dog, and then just hover that right foot. Hover. Kick it a little bit forward, just hovering, working that little muscle in the crease of the hip. And then now lift that leg up. Open up through that hip. Drop the heel down towards the butt. Lift the knee up. Breathe. Inhale, straighten the legs, square it off. Exhale, bring it in, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Walk the hands back to meet that standing foot at the back of the mat for a standing split at the back of the mat. Now, if you want to open up for standing needle, that hip rotates open. You get a little more length there. If you want to press up into your handstand, about a ruler apart from the hand and the toes. And again, it's a little hop up. And you're hugging the left leg in. Try not to bend the arms. Just keep practicing, keep practicing. 1 more breath. Let's bring the hands back to the mat, square off the hips. Transition through warrior 3, come on up into a tree pose. Foot comes to the kickstand ankle, or inside of that thigh, or even inside of that calf. But equal pressure, the foot and the leg press into one another, energy going in, and then rising up. If you want to take the arm balance here, feel free. You'll take a figure 4 with the legs, fold over, and then hug the elbows in, and you want to try to wrap this right foot around the left tricep. And just see if you can shift forward and play around with lifting the foot. Okay. Everybody else in tree with me, 2 more breaths, 3 more breaths. Maybe you're flying your arms, drawing the navel in. 2 more. 1 more. You're flying, come up. Hug the right knee into the chest. Extend the right hand, either grabbing the knee or extending it to the big toe. Pause here, sit up nice and tall. If you'd like, extend the leg out. It does not have to be straight. Pull the shoulder and the hip back. Bring that foot out to the side, extended hand to big toe. Try not to dump at the standing hip. And if you fall, just pick yourself back up and try again. Lengthen up and out of that standing hip, rooting through the big toe. 1 more breath. Coming back through the center. Coming back through warrior 3. All the way hands down to the mat. Walk it out, 3-legged down dog. Right leg comes high. Exhale, bring it through for a low lunge. Release the back knee towards the mat. Release the top of the foot. Hands are either going to stay supporting you with the hands framing the foot, or you're going to start to walk them up. But support this lower back, this lower hip flexor. You don't want to dump into the lower back and dump into this hip flexor. So maybe just pull the front hip back slightly. Root through the back knee. Lifting up and out of that hip. But feeling the stretch as well. Just with integrity, with awareness, protecting the hip joint. 1 more breath. And then hands will frame that foot, straighten the front leg, fold over. Reaching the forehead towards the shin, or maybe the chest towards the shin. You have 1 more breath here. Rebend the front leg, walk it out, dragon pose. This time, if you want to let the knee display out, feel free. Just feel the difference, see which one you like. 2 more breaths, wherever you are. Option always, again, to reach behind for the foot. 1 more breath. Hands will come to the mat. Heel toe the foot in. When you're ready, warrior 3, front leg, right leg. So lifting up, slide up dog chest, draw the belly in. Nice. 1 more breath. Stand tall, Tadasana pose. Close the eyes. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Step or hop, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Option for low plank. Inhale, high plank. Downward facing dog. Nice job. Dolphin pose, child's pose, or stay in down dog. I'll take dolphin with you. Walk the shoulders above the elbows. So notice the elbows want to display out wide. No support there. Hug the elbows in. Lift the hips up. Shoulders will stack on the wrist, creating that space, that protraction between the shoulder blades. If you want to lift a leg, lift a leg. Switch it out. Keep that breath there, guys. Bring it down, tap the knees to the mat. 1 camel pose, just to counter what we did. Hands to the small of the back or reach for the heels. Press the hips forward, lift the heart up. Take a couple breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Child's pose, bring the knees together. Fold over, let the arms come behind. Take 2 breaths. 1 breath. Bring the hands out in front, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Left leg comes high. Set it back down. Hover the left foot just an inch. Breathe, feel the muscles working, shoulders stay intact. And now lift that leg up. Open up through the hip, drop the foot down towards the booty, lift the knee up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 1 more breath here. And then inhale, straighten the legs, square it off. Walk the hands back to meet that standing foot, standing split back in the mat. So if you want, open up, standing needle. Don't worry about squaring off. If you're hopping up, start from the squared off position, hop up, kick. Shoulders are stacked, no bent in the arms. The left heel reaches up. 2. 1 more breath. Now everybody coming back into your standing split. And then when you're ready, moving through that warrior three. Coming up, tree pose. Foot comes again, kickstand, which is on the ankle, inside of the calf or inside of the thigh. The knee is out to the side, tailbone down, hip points up, neutral pelvic area. Draw the ribs in. You took the arm balance on the other side, take it deep. Fly the branches if you'd like. The arm balance, come in with a figure four with the legs, fold over, shelf with the elbows. The left foot hooks on the right tricep. 3 breaths. Smile, relax your face. 2 breaths. 1 breath. If you're flying, come up. Hug that left knee into the chest. So the left knee is going to stay right here with the hand, or take the 2-piece fingers around the big toe. Always have the option to start this pose with the knee bent and then work your way into it over time. Maybe legs straight, maybe bent, doesn't matter. Pull everything back, lift up and out of the hip. When you're ready, bring that leg out to the side. Try not to dump into the standing leg. So neutralize it out. Engage the core. Hips are full. Breathe. 2 more. If you fall, guys, come back up. This is the practice. Building some trust in yourself by getting back up and doing it again, even if you don't want to. Coming back through center, pendulum down, through warrior three, hands to the mat, walk the hands out. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, bring it through for a low lunge. Release the back knee. So again, keep the hands framing the foot or support it on the knee. Root through that back knee, pull the front hip back, just stabilize the hip point, the SI joint a little more. You took a back extension, take it here, 2 more breaths. Excuse me, 1 more breath. Hands again will frame the foot if they're not there already. Straighten the front leg, fold over at half monkey, 2 breaths. 1 breath. Rebend the front leg. Launch into your warrior three. Slide up dog chest, stabilizing the hip joint. Slide, draw the ribs in, draw the navel in. Slightly rotate that leg that's in the air inward. 1 more breath. And just stand tall. Tadasana pose, close the eyes, take a breath. Let it go. Last flow here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back halfway. Step or hop it back, high to low plank. Let's finish strong. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Inhale, high. Child's pose. 2 to 3 breaths here. In through the nose. Out of the nose. 1 more. In through the nose. And out of the nose. Slither forward into your puppy pose. So we started the playlist a little late. I will have you guys move it. Move it to We Are Truth, if you're not there already. So puppy pose, drop the chin down, lift the chest up. Lift the butt. So it's okay if you have space between you and the mat. It's okay if the arms are down. It's okay if the chest is down, the chin is down, the forehead down. Wherever you are is fine as long as you're feeling it in a safe manner. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Slither onto the forearms for Sphinx pose. So flatten out, tops of the feet to the mat. They're about mat distance apart. Elbows under the shoulders, hands a little bit wider like a Sphinx, a cat. If you want a little more, you start to straighten the arms for your seal pose. Notice ears are not close to my shoulders. You're wrapping, protecting that shoulder joint, rolling the shoulders down away from the ears. The scapulas are moving down the back, the shoulder blades. Okay, so once you're there, close the eyes, settle in, commit to it, 5 breaths. Relax your face, your cheeks, 4 breaths. And smile, 3 breaths. We're almost to the end of class. 2. And 1. Slowly, slowly, slow lower down. Right? Don't rush it. Either ear to the mat. And if you'd like, you can windshield wiper the feet. It releases the lower back. It sometimes feels nice. And then switch what ear you have to the mat. It's also a nice neck stretch. One more breath here. All right, release the feet, hands under the shoulders, press back, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart or great toes are together. Hover the right leg just a bit. Lift the right leg high, keep the hips square. Bring it through for a low lunge. Release the back knee first, then move into your Hanuman, which is splits. So start to walk the front leg forward. Now for yoga splits, you want to avoid opening the hips. So what I see a lot is kind of opening this way. Everything is squared off. So if you can tuck the back toes under, it's going to reinforce that. And then leaning forward feels nice, but try to sit up tall while the hips are being squared, right? Relax the shoulders, relax the face, and you can't go as deep when you do this, but that's okay. It's working the intricate muscles in the core, a lot that are needed to get upside down. 2 more breaths. Where's your breath, guys? Bring it back. 1 more. We'll just roll onto that right hip. Let the back leg swing around to meet the front and come right into cow face or shoelace as we knew it before yoga. So left leg is stacking on top. The knees are aiming to be stacked. That doesn't mean yours are. Maybe the leg is straight on the bottom. You choose. If that's challenging to sit up tall in this position, hands come behind, you start to press the chest forward. Everybody else, if you need more, feet in line with the knees, so bringing the feet out, it's going to be more intense. If you'd like, fold forward if you want to incorporate arms. Opposite arm on top. So what, we got the left leg on top. That means the right arm would be on top. Eagle arms. Cow face arms. So it looks like this. Pressing that elbow back, drawing the ribs back in without displaying through the chest. For 3. For 2. For 1. Release the hands if you have it. Unravel the legs. Take high plank pose. Low plank pose. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. Hover that left foot just in. Rise that leg up. Bring it through for a low lunge. Drop the back knee. From here, release the tops of the toes. And then start to walk the front foot forward, coming into splits on the other side. So don't have any comparison or expectation going on here. Just try to be where you are. If you'd like to curl the back toes, you can. Try to sit up tall so you get that right stretch in the back of the leg. Trying to neutralize the pelvic area. Relax the shoulders. Breathe deep for 3. Relax the jaw, the cheeks, the forehead. For 2. For 1. Roll onto that front hip. Back leg will swing around. Eagle on the other side. Right leg's on top, so that means what? Left arm's on top. Bottom leg can be straight, feet can be tucked in. You choose the intensity by going to the depth that serves you. So you might notice that one arm is more available, right? The other side I can come into. This side I really can't. I've gotten a little better because I've worked at it, but just means there's a little imbalance in the body, and that's the beauty of yoga because we get to practice to find the balance. 2 more, 3 more breaths. Try not to let the top elbow collapse down. Relax the face. 1 more breath. Gently releasing the hands, releasing the legs, straightening them out front. And roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Stop halfway, lengthen through the spine. Just hold. Great toes are together, so you're spiraling the inner thighs together. You're holding the torso, that's all. Lower down a little more. Keep the chin up. Breathe. Knit the belly and draw the ribs in. Breathe. Lower down a little more. You've got this, guys. Hang in there. Last little bit before we rest, rest, rest. Lower all the way down. Nice job. Hug the knees into the chest. Spinal twist here if you want a deeper expression. Right leg over left, so you're eagling the legs. Everybody drop the knees over to the left. My right shoulder lifts off. I just start to look over to the right. I don't force anything. Just breathe. You'll feel a nice natural stretch. Relax the shoulders. Relax your jaw. Relax your forehead. Focus on the diaphragm, the belly, expanding as you inhale, contracting as you exhale. For 2 more. One more. Gently coming out. If you eagled the legs, switch them. If you didn't, just drop the knees over to the right. And then we will all drop our knees to the right. Again, this opposite shoulder lifts up. That's okay. Just look opposite direction. Let the hand fall down. My shoulders off. I'm not forcing. I'm just being. I'm experiencing where I am, who I am, without all the noise, without all the judgments, the objections. Breathe. One more breath. Slowly release, unravel legs, lift the legs up. Lift the arms up at first. Take a breath, tuck the chin, press the back of the head in. Exhale, let it go. Bring the hands next to the butt, rock and roll the hips up. Support your back as you take shoulder stand. So notice I start to walk my elbows in, right? If they're displayed out, you don't have as much support. Squeeze the inner thighs together, lift up and out. It activates the core. Remove the chin from the chest, close the eyes, focus on that third eye. Avoid looking any direction but up. So that's why I say close the eyes. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Release the feet behind you for your plow pose. Maybe the feet land, maybe they don't. Who cares? Hands can stay on the back or they can come down to the mat for a little more support. Remove the chin from the chest so you can breathe freely. We have 5 breaths. If you want to take Deaf Man, bend the legs here. If you want to take Padmasana, which is lotus, come into that. You have 4 breaths. If you're just here in Deaf Man with me, try to bring the toes if they're on the mat. Try to bring the balls of the feet to the mat and press through the heels, activating the pose a little deeper. 2 more. 1 more. Lift the legs back up for shoulder stand. Extend, 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 and then slowly descend down. And maybe the butt lands right on the hands if you're lucky, prepping for the fish pose. Once the feet come down, hop up onto the elbows, heart's the highest point. Neck stays in line with the spine, opening up through the gills. Take a breath. Exhale. Lower all the way down, hug the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Give our shoulders a little bit of love now. Roll onto the stomach. Bring the hands under the shoulders. We're going to press up into a tabletop position. Lift this right arm directly up towards the ceiling. Let's do 1 big arm circle. And then take that arm and weave it under. Right ear can come to the mat, or you can start to work the forehead back towards the mat, squaring off the shoulders, going a little deeper into it. Take 3 breaths in through the nose. Exhale. Let it go, guys. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand comes underneath the left shoulder. Lift the right arm up again. This time reverse that circle. And bring the right hand down. Other side, left hand comes up. Take a big circle. And then weave it under. Left ear comes down, right arm goes long. You can stay here or start to square off, bringing the chest and the forehead back towards the mat. Breathing here for a few. In through the nose, relax the jaw. Exhale, nose. for 2. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Last breath here, that is. Exhale. Right hand comes under the right shoulder. Left arm comes high. Reverse the rotation. All right. Both hands down to the mat. Slide that right leg forward for pigeon pose. The knee comes out, and then I want you to look at the back leg. The leg naturally comes out wide, so see if you can hug it back in so the foot and ankle's in line with that hip point or that glute, that butt cheek. And then shifting forward, surrender into the pose. Relax your shoulders. Relax your forehead. Relax your gaze. Relax any expectations. Let it go. Notice what comes up and tries to distract you. And tell it can distract you at another time, but right now you're practicing yoga. You're here. Be here. You win. I don't want to say it's an argument. Let's say it's a tug of war. Right? A battle of the ego and self. Constantly this happens throughout our entire day. It wasn't until yoga, at least for me, that I was able to really distinguish between the two. Identify that there were multiple components happening inside of the mind. Not to be confused with multiple personalities, multiple components, right? Lots of different things that are affecting us. So breathe. The self operates from love and peace, from a sense of strength, stability, and trust. The ego is everything else. For most of us, much of our life was governed by our ego, our mask that we projected out the world. In astrology, that's your rising sign, your sun sign. It's who we perceive ourselves to be, who we project out to be. But underneath that, we start to surrender to who we really are. So take your last breath. When you exhale it out, your next inhale, move into the other side. Try not to think and just move, almost like a dance, right? Let the breath be the partner, the guide, the one leading you. The breath initiates the movement. And really, that's the whole vinyasa flow practice, right? You begin the inhale and then the movement follows. You begin the exhale and the movement follows. And here this is this intricate dance between you, yourself, and your breath. And the more comfortable we get with the postures, the more we can hear a teacher talk and be led and be guided, but be in our own moving meditation. And that comes with time, just like with anything. The more we practice something, the better we become, the more confident we get. And we don't have to look like the person on, Yoga Journal or yoga, any of the magazines or social media. I guess magazines are in the past, but you know what I mean. But be you. Be in that position and be you. And eventually, you care less about what you are doing and what you look like in it. And start to crave the deeper experience of this practice, the moving meditation that it is. The chi, the prana, the energy moving through the nadis, the flows of energy through our body mind. Fresh oxygen, bringing the systems into unity together, taking us out of this flight or fright sensory that we live in. Sympathetic nervous system, and we start to calm, relax, and heal when we slow down and enter into the parasympathetic nervous system, the opposite. So don't let the mind ruin that for you. It's one thing to physically be here and to surrender and to let go. I got really good at mastering that. So if the teacher was watching me, it appeared that I was very calm within the pose. I could be there and not move for a really long time. Well, what was going on in my mind was a different story. But that's the progression. That's okay. Just like you have to learn to crawl before you walk, and walk before you run, and run before you ride a bike. It's the same. Right? The letting go, the being able to be, the being able to experience without the noise is a practice, it's a discipline, it's a dedication. You practice it, you get better, guaranteed, no questions asked. If you don't, you lose the practice. You're going to start over, and that's okay. Everyone's got to start somewhere. So one more breath here. Let it go, get it all out. Slowly come up. You want to get a sip of water. If you'd like to play music, put on Debbie Prayer. If you'd like to omit the music and just enjoy the rain or the silence that you created in your space. I'm not saying that it's actually silent, but right, the silence you create through the practice of drawing inward. So sit down, lie down, whatever you choose to do is perfect for you. You want to find something comfortable because we want to surrender. We should have no physical distractions, right? And then all the distractions will come in the first time you hear. Try to resist any movement. Try not to scratch or itch or wipe or sweat or tap. Just try to be completely still. I know when I first started doing that, my whole body itched, and it was crazy how often it would happen. And it's just an illusion because it would happen every time. I didn't have an itch before, and then I'm told I can't move and everything itches. So it's funny how the ego plays out, right? So acknowledging that is a way to move through that. So deep inhale through the nose. Out of the mouth, let it go. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. This time, close your eyes. Focus on the third eye as you inhale, nose. Hold the breath, hold the focus on the third eye, but relax the shoulders and the jaw. Relax the lips. Open the mouth, side out, let it go. And again, one just like that. Deep inhale. Close the eyes, focus on the third eye, hold the breath. Take another sip of air. You can do this, hold, seal the intention, seal your practice. Trust, trust, trust it's happening. It's already happening because you put it out there into the ether as a desire of yours. Open the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. And then surrender into Shavasana pose or meditation pose, Sukhasana. I like to start at the crown of my head and just scan down. Any tension or tightness, remove it. Any mental blockages that you can't do this, remove them. Believe something new. We learn through this practice that we are the creator of our life. We are the co-creator, and we are responsible for the choices that we make day after day. All of our choices have brought us here. And it's a beautiful space to be in. Don't judge it. Don't get upset with it. Just honor it. That's a practice that can transform. Practice to accept who you are right here, right now. Not when you get that ring, or when you get that baby, when you get that wedding, when you get that car, when you get that purse. Right here, right now. You are in your perfect, perfect being. The soul knows no difference. It doesn't know good, it doesn't know bad. It knows pure consciousness, pure love, pure light, which is you. You just have to remove the gunk. Off the eyes. Open the heart. Release our past and limiting beliefs. So just maybe just say to yourself, I know absolutely nothing. Humility. We resist it so much. And it's such a beautiful practice, such a beautiful feeling, just to surrender. Let go. Be. Human being. And you know, when we cultivate being, what happens? We heal. The earth heals. The creatures that inhabit the earth heal. The energy heals. The atmosphere heals. You heal. And doing it together with one, with nature. Reinforcing that we're just an extension of her. We're just an extension of nature, like Ram Dass says. Notice if any tension has creeped in, and just relax. Soften the eyelids, soften the gaze. Just like the rain washes the earth and cleanses. We have a rain system within ourselves called tears, releasing of energy. Gail calls it leaking. It's a release. It's an emotional and energetic release. And it's a response of the body. It's naturally here to help us heal. One day, you'll awaken to discover your life is all you wanted and hoped it would be. Oh, you'll not find everything just the way your head said you wanted it. It might not be the way you planned, but you'll awaken, and you'll awaken to your dreams of joy, of love, of peace, your dream of freedom. You'll see beyond the illusions. You'll transcend your old limiting beliefs. You'll wake up and notice that your past is just as it needed to be. You'll see where you are today is good. You'll notice that you laugh a lot, you cry a lot, but you also smile a lot. You'll know at tomorrow, and you'll look with peace, with faith, with hope, knowing that while you cannot control some of what life does, you have possibilities and powers in any circumstance life might bring. The struggles you have lived with for so many years, the struggle in your heart is gone. You're secure, at peace with yourself, and at peace in your place in this world. One day, you'll awaken to your heart's contentment. Why not let that day be right now? And there's no other moment than right now. So thank you, yogis. Thank you, yoginis, for practicing, trusting me to guide you on the practice. Going deeper, thank our teachers and their teachers for bringing us this practice. And as always, thank yourself for showing up and doing the work. This isn't easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. So thank yourself. Be grateful that you're able to do it, and be grateful that you're showing up to do it. So namaste. Guys, have a good Friday. Good day.